Welcome back to In Search of Tontonteac. Quivira appeared on numerous maps drawn during the 16th and 17th centuries, and as late as 1750, and in just 3 decades before the American Revolution, it was still being included, and it was always included on the west coast of North America. Quivira is most commonly positioned around the Sierra Nevada mountain range, Mendocino, or Cape Blanco, which is a vast area in Northern California or Southern Oregon. Many maps and sources from this period describe Quivira as a coastal city engaged in trade with China, or Cathay as it was known at the time. The neighbors of Quivira were said to be taking after the Tartarians as living in tents. In a book called 1421 by Gavin Menzies suggests that Chinese explorers reached America during expeditions led by Admiral Zheng during the Ming Dynasty. This theory, of course, is highly debated. While Menzies' theory has sparked interest, critics argue that without definitive artifacts or skeletal remains, it remains speculative. However, across America, several pictograms have been found which appear to be of Chinese origins. The earliest was found in Albuquerque, New Mexico, dating to around 500 BC. However, all throughout the Southwest, various different pictograms have been found, such as an image of an elephant in the petrified forest in Arizona and an oracle bone ear symbol found in Grapevine Canyon, Nevada. There is also a Great Wall of California which starts near the northern part of San Francisco and heads north for nearly 50 miles. The wall is around 5 meters high. In 1904, a professor of the University of California, Berkeley, named John Fryer, made the claim that the wall was built by Mongolians or the ancient Chinese based on his belief that the Chinese would naturally wall themselves in. Today, most people believe that the Chinese would not have had a large enough population to construct such a wall. Interestingly, some maps from Sir Francis Drake's time may indicate a stopover in the region as part of his exploration around Nova Albion. Nova Albion, by the way, was another major piece of American history often overlooked or never discussed. Nova Albion was first discovered by Sir Francis Drake and claimed it as Nova Albion to honor England. Albion is a poetic name for Britain. The Oregon coast at that time was a wilderness. The closest it had to cities were communities of itinerant Native Americans living in portable or makeshift structures. But had it always been so? Was it possible that the city of Quivira was, at one time, real? Did it stand there, on the coast just south of Cape Blanco, thriving around the time Rome fell? And did something then happen? Throughout this series, we have seen maps with unique land features that we know do not exist today. One of my major thoughts on this subject has been that cartographers were not just haphazardly placing city names and drawing land features as they felt they should be. Instead, I fully believe that these cartographers were really mapping the area to the best of their knowledge and with accurate or as accurate as they could possibly be. Now let me discuss with you the Cascadia subduction earthquake which occurred around 1700 AD. Evidence of this earthquake has been found in geological records and oral histories from indigenous peoples, as well as accounts of a tsunami that reached as far as Japan. Could the 1700 Cascadia subduction earthquake have played a role in the disappearance of Quivira? Geological evidence, along with oral histories, suggests the earthquake and subsequent tsunami altered the Pacific Northwest geography significantly. Perhaps the earthquake and tsunami of 1700 drastically altered the landscape within the Pacific Northwest. Could the physical changes brought on by the earthquake have buried the remnants of Quivira, leaving only scattered mounds and legends of its once great city? Legends of a golden city trimmed with turquoise passed back and forth among its survivors' descendants until the chance came to use them to lead a gang of rapacious, steel-clad Spanish thugs astray. Perhaps adding to the mystery, a newspaper article written on September 8, 1881, The Port Orford Post printed a very interesting article. There have recently been discovered near Flores Lake, in this county, what appear to be the ruins of an ancient city, built of cut stone. The site of the numerous buildings of the ages gone by are indicated by mounds, in and under which, by making excavations, are found masses of cut stone, bearing quite plainly the marks of the stone cutter's chisel and lying as if the wall had tumbled down. These relics of ancient masonry were first unearthed to view by the storm uprooting a large tree which had grown up on one of these mound-like elevations. Thus the blocks of sandstone were exposed to view, and thus curiosity excited which led to the prospecting of other mounds, of which there are many, in the same locality, in all of which the phenomena were present. Further explorations will be made with a view to throwing more light, if possible, on this curious spectacle. We shall visit and personally inspect these alleged ruins at no distant day, when we hope to be able to give a detailed description of the town and its immediate surrounding, the article concludes. Unfortunately, that is where the trail ends. Like many newspaper articles from this time frame, it tells a fanciful story but then never follows it up. Could it be that the story was exaggerated? Or perhaps the discoveries were deemed unremarkable by later researchers? Could Quivira's ruins still lie hidden beneath the Pacific Northwest forests, waiting to rewrite history? Only time, and perhaps science, will tell.